All right, September Blu Ray update. So August was 68. We've gone down a little bit more. We have an even 50 for September. Let's do it. How's it going, everybody? Tommy Star here. Thank you for joining me on this video, my September Blu Ray update. We got some good stuff as usual. 50 pickups. A nice even number. Last month was 68, like I mentioned. So again, we've gone down a little bit. But let's see what we got in today's update. So we got some pretty badass Steelbooks, a couple of exclusive Steelbooks that came out in September. I'm excited to show you guys. We got a couple MVD Rewinds. We got a couple Scream Factories. We have a collector set, a couple 4K, a little stack of Disney, a little stack of A to Z, a little stack of horror, and some DC Marvel. Looks like just Marvel in this update. And what else we got? A couple DVDs. So I'm excited to get into this. Let's quit talking. Let's jump right into the first category, which is... Okay, you know, I always like to do DVDs first, get those out of the way. And the first one up here is Good Burger, $3.74 over at Walmart. Just a DVD that I never owned. And of course, pretty much all my DVD pickups I ever get are ones that aren't on Blu-ray. But funny movie, had to grab this. And you guys know I'm a big wrestling fan. And this was a particular wrestling event that I never owned that I really wanted to get. And I found this over at FYE. Really cheap. This can actually get pretty high online, but I found it for like, I don't know, $10 over at FYE. And that is SummerSlam. This is Volume 1, 1988 to 1992. I still want to get Volume 2, which is like 92 to 96 or something like that, kind of when I stopped watching wrestling. But I've already watched this whole damn thing because I'm just a nut when it comes to wrestling. But it's not really in that good a shape, kind of smashed, but I don't care. The discs work, and I had a lot of fun watching all these. So that is it for DVDs. Let's get into the next category. Okay, so collector sets. Just got one in this update. And like usual, you guys, you know, anytime I have, you know, titles in these updates where I go into full detail in unboxing videos that I've done, I'll always put those down in the description box because, you know, to save time, I never really do it in my updates. But that is the Forrest Gump Box of Chocolates collector set. Pretty badass set. If you guys want to see just a quick view on what comes in it. But it didn't arrive in the greatest shape. The box is a little dinged up, but either way, it's a collector set that I wanted for a long time for one of my all-time favorite films. And like I said, in the unboxing that I did, I open it up and show everything on the inside. So make sure you go check that out down in the description box. But still a cool collector set to go up on the shelf. So, all right, now getting into Disney. Just got a couple. The first one I'm going to show you here is a live action. And it was one I needed to complete the collection. I think last month I got the first two, and now we got the third and final one in this trilogy, and that is The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. I think I mentioned last month that this was a difficult one to find with the slipcover, and it can be pretty spendy. But like usual, my patience paid off, and I found it for super cheap online on eBay with the slipcover. I think it was like $15 or something like that. And these can go up to like $50 and $60 and even $70. So just got to be patient when you're a collector. But yeah, I'm happy to finally have this now. I got all three of them, you know, to complete the collection. So bam. All right. And then I did pick up the brand new anniversary edition of Hocus Pocus. I was pretty sad. You know, there was an exclusive at FYE, an exclusive at Target, an exclusive at, I think, Best Buy had a Steelbook. But I thought for sure that, in the Disney Movie Club, they had an exclusive. But I thought for sure that one of those would come with a slipcover, and none of them did. I was so mad. But this is still, you know, an upgraded edition. I think there's some additional, you know, bonus features that weren't on the last one, I don't believe. But great Halloween movie. Haven't watched it yet for October, but I will. I always do. There was an edition that Target released that my buddy Craig picked up that actually has a slipcover, but it's like a digipack. You know, I thought about getting that one. It does kind of look good up on the shelf with the others because it has an actual slipcover, but just a little bit too big to put on a standard Amaray. But anyways, got the new edition of Hocus Pocus. All right, and I did do an unboxing video of the next couple here that I actually released this month, but the video was a little late in uploading to YouTube, but I actually did get these in September. So just 4 titles that I picked up from joining the Disney Movie Club. As you guys know, I'm now a member of the Disney Movie Club, and when you join, you get to pick 4 titles for $1 to get you going, and these are the 4 that I picked up, some more exclusives. So we got Pooh's Grand Adventure, first time to Blu-ray, Piglet's Big Movie, and I'm pretty sure this is pretty much everything now for Winnie the Pooh on Blu-ray now. There might be one other one, but I think that's all of them. And then a couple of live action films here, Holes and Three Musketeers. First time to Blu-ray, so some classic favorites of mine from a kid. So happy, you know, to have these. So yeah, these were the 4 titles I picked up for joining the club. So, all right, that's everything for Disney. Moving on. All right, now we're going to take a look at the A to Z titles, catalog titles. And there are a few first-time to Blu-ray titles in here, and I'm pretty excited to show you guys. So we'll go ahead and just get right into it. Actually, I think all the non-slips are the first-time to Blu-ray. So first up here is The Principal with James Belushi. Great film from the 80s. I've already watched it, and the transfer actually is really, really good. It's a great movie, you guys. It's just one of those, you know, bad school movies where, you know, a teacher comes in and tries to clean up the school, and it's a lot of fun. Kind of a cheesy film, but, you know, a lot of films from the 80s are cheesy, but I'm so happy to finally see this on Blu-ray. Next up here is a Stallone film that just came to Blu-ray, Oscar. Always love this movie. Happy to see this on Blu-ray. Then we got finally Nutty Professor 2, The Clumps. Finally came to Blu-ray. I've actually watched every one of these first time the Blu-ray titles that I'm showing you right now, and they all look great. But so happy to finally get this on Blu-ray now. We've had the first one on Blu-ray for a while. Now we got the second one. I know my buddy Craig was excited for this as well. And the last one here for the first time to Blu-ray, Cop and a Half. I remember we were talking about, they made a sequel to this, you know, one of those straight-to-video low-budget sequels. And they released it on DVD, and then all of a sudden it got a Blu-ray release. And we're thinking, like, why would they release this new crappy-looking one on Blu-ray, but not the original? And then sure enough, it wasn't much longer after that it popped up on Blu-ray.com. But, yeah, I already watched this, like I said. Looks great. Happy to catch up with this movie. It's been years, and to see it on Blu-ray was awesome. So, all right, now getting into the slipcover A to Z. First one up here. Brand new John Travolta film, Gotti. I haven't watched this yet. I've been meaning to. I know my stepdad really wants to see this movie. But it's based on the true life story of John V. Gotti. And I guess that Travolta gives an excellent performance in this movie. But I had to pick it up. I love Travolta, and I love, you know, like biopic, true stories. So had to grab that. Of course, had to pick up the brand new Jurassic Park movie, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This movie got a lot of shit, and I enjoyed it a lot. Me and Jess and the kids saw this in the theater, and I had a lot of fun. I think Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World, the one before this, was better, but it still was a lot of fun. I love all the Jurassic Park films. You know, I don't take them too seriously. I mean, the first one is a just perfect movie. That movie was just a classic. But all the sequels, you know, you take them for what they are. They're fun, you know, fun movies to watch. So happy to, you know, have that for the collection. Another movie that's fairly new here, Tag. A movie of a bunch of, you know, friends that have been playing this game of tag since they were kids, this ongoing game. And it's based on a true story. I wanted to get this when it first came out, but I wasn't rushing to get it. I wanted to wait for it to go down a little bit in price, and it finally went down to like 15, so I grabbed it. But it just looks like a cool movie. Haven't watched it yet. Been putting a lot of focus on horror movies. You know, now that it's October, that's what I do. I watch nothing but horror movies. So I'll get around to this at some point. Next up is a movie that I found over at Big Lots. I just stopped at Big Lots one day just to check out and see what they had. And I found this movie for like $3, Identity Thief, with Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy. I enjoyed this movie a lot, and it didn't have a slipcover, but I actually had a slipcover at home for it. So I'm like, hell yeah, you know. So I picked it up for $3. Can't go wrong. And the last in the A to Z category is Spaceballs. Yeah, another copy of Spaceballs. I picked up just the standard copy of it. I don't know if it was my last update or the one before, but you know, just snagged it out of the Walmart dump-in just because I wanted a standard copy of it. I've always had the Steelbook, but I wanted just a standard copy of it. And then I searched and searched on eBay for the longest time to find this MGM slipcover. Walmart put these out a while ago. There was a bunch of different ones, like I think like Fargo, Napoleon Dynamite, which I have those ones. And I always wanted the slipcover of this because Spaceballs never really had a slipcover other than this thing. And I finally found it. The slipcover is not in the greatest shape, but I was happy to finally get it. And I just kept this edition. The cover was different, and it came with like postcards. So I just sold my other one, you know, really cheap. But then, of course, now Walmart just put out all those cool VHS retro slipcovers, and Spaceballs is one of them. So if I would have just waited a little bit, I would have found a slipcover for my Spaceballs, but I like this one a lot. I just like the look of this one, just a cool picture. Here's a look at the back. So either way, I'm so happy to finally have the slipcover for Spaceballs. All right, that's it for A to Z. Let's move on to the next category. All right, MVD Rewind. So we got 2 released in the month of September. First one here is going to be number 10 in the series, and that is Bram Stoker's Shadow Builder. You guys know when it comes to MVDs and Vestrons and Scream Factories, I just buy everything for the collection, you know, just to keep it complete. So a lot of these titles I've either never seen, never heard of, but eventually I will get around to watching them all. I'm kind of taking one collection at a time. I'm working on Scream Factories right now, and I'm almost done watching every single Scream Factory, and then I'll move on to like Vestrons or MVDs or whatever. But that is Shadow Builder. And number 11, Angeltown. Kick-ass looking movie. I think this came out 1990, so just out of the 80s. It just looks like a cool action-packed movie. If you guys want to read about that, if you can, it just sounds really cool. But of course, you know, MVD just always does a great job with their slipcovers. All right, so first time to Blu-ray. There was so much talk about this movie, how everybody was hoping that this would have been a collector edition because it's got the special features that a collector edition usually has, but didn't get the collector edition brand on it, but a movie called Brain Scan with Edward Furlong. Kick-ass movie, you guys. If you haven't watched this movie, I'm going to highly recommend this movie if you want to read about it. But, I mean, look at the special features in here, you guys. Just amazing. Hopefully you guys can see that, but I think I did, you know, unboxings of these that you guys, you know, I'll put down in the description box. But check this movie out. It's awesome. All right, another IFC Midnight title that Scream Factory released, and that is a movie called Ghost Stories. I think this is some kind of a, yeah, it's like an anthology film. You get 3 tales in here, but I've heard that this is just a creepy-ass movie. Being October, it's on the list for, you know, I'm doing the 31 days of Halloween, watching horror movies every day, and this is definitely on the list because this looks creepy. So here's a look at the back. I don't know how well you guys can read this stuff. I don't even know why I do it half the time, but Ghost Stories. And then the last Scream Factory, of course, is a collector edition, and that is The Exorcist 2: The Heretic. Even though I heard that this was a just crappy movie, I'm happy that Scream Factory released this because they already had number 3. I got a cool digibook for the first one, and now I got a cool edition of part 2, just to kind of, you know, have them all, almost all of them. I think there's like a couple prequels, you know, like The Beginning and Dominion or whatever. which I'm pretty sure, I don't think they have Blu-ray releases, but either way, I'm excited to watch this. Now, even though this is part 2, I've heard that number 3 is more of a direct sequel to the first one. So I don't know how this plays in that, because I've never seen it. But I know Linda Blair's in it. But again, I don't know how it like fits into the other movies. But either way, cool artwork. Happy Scream Factory released this. All right, now we're going to get into the horror titles. Not a lot for September, but obviously in the month of October, I've gotten a shitload of horror movies, which I always try to do in October. I just try to buy horror titles like crazy. And I got a nice stack that's already, that I've already gotten for October, and we're only like halfway in the month. So I'm excited for you guys to see those next month. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the non-slipcovers first. Deep Blue Sea. I picked this up because I found it... I think I found it in Walmart's dump-in. But I've always liked this movie. I had to pick up this. All right. And we got Red Dragon. So I'm trying to get all the Hannibal Lecter series of movies on individual releases for Blu-ray. Because, I've had, like, the little sets. There's that one set where you get, like, Manhunter, Silence of the Lambs, and Hannibal. They have various different editions, but I'm trying to get individual releases because we all know, Scream Factory has Manhunter. So I got rid of my little set. Now I'm trying to buy all these individually. So here's the first one, Red Dragon, or the first one that I've gotten so far. This is I guess it's a remake of Manhunter. Manhunter was pretty damn good, but this is supposed to be an actual remake of that with, Anthony Hopkins actually playing, Hannibal, where in Manhunter it wasn't. It was somebody else. But anyways, yeah, happy to start getting the individual releases of the Hannibal Lecter series. Classic movie I found over at, I believe, Half Price Books, and that is Cape Fear with De Niro. It's funny, I think my buddy Craig had just gotten this movie. Somebody sent him this for his birthday, and then I found it like a couple days later. So we kind of got this around the same time. But great movie with De Niro, you guys. Check this out if you haven't. All right, that's it for non-slipcover horror. Now we're going to get into the couple slipcovers that I have. Really happy that these got released. At first when I saw that these were coming out, I thought they were going to be exclusive to just... At first I thought it was Walmart. Then I heard that, maybe it's Best Buy. And then I found out that they pretty much put them everywhere now. I mean, when I was looking for them, I couldn't find them at all. And now they're everywhere. Best Buy, Walmart, FYE. But I was really having trouble finding these. I really like the new slipcovers. And that is the brand new slipcovers for the It films. You got the 1990 original and the brand new one. What's cool is that the original It never had a slipcover, and now it does. I ordered these on BestBuy.com, and they always quote you a day that you're expected to receive it. And it was like 4 days later from when I ordered it, and then Friday came and they never got shipped. Friday was the day I was supposed to get them. And they still hadn't gotten shipped yet. And I called BestBuy.com and like, what's going on? They're like, oh, it's fine. There's no delay. You'll get them. And then the very next day I get a notice that, sorry, there's a delay. And we'll let you know when we have them in stock or something. I was like, what is going on? And then the very next day after that, they shipped. And then, of course, I was worried, are they going to come with the actual new slipcovers? And they did. So happy to have these, you guys. It is just that it's like one of my all-time favorite horror movies. So I don't even care. I'll just get as many editions of these movies as I can, just simply for the collection. Because they're just, like I said, one of my favorite horror films. So happy to have these two titles now in the collection. So awesome. And like I said, you guys, if you want these, go check, Best Buy, FYE, Walmart. I mean, they all have them now, so. Next up is another fairly new horror title that I heard is pretty damn creepy as well, and that is a movie called Hereditary. Picked this up a couple weeks after the release day, but again, this is on the list for the month of October to watch. I will get to this very soon. Definitely looking forward to it. It looks pretty damn good. And the last in the horror category is the brand new Puppet Master film, The Littlest Reich. And somebody please tell me if I'm saying that right, because I have no idea. But I read up on this movie, and I heard that it's basically like a reboot of the series, I guess. And it's supposed to be really, really good. Believe it or not, it's, even though it's like the 12th installment in the Puppet Master franchise, but it is a remake, and I heard it's really good, really gory, and I'm excited to check this out. Again, this is on the list for October. I will get around to this, but yeah, it just looks pretty badass. So yeah, Littlest Reich. I don't know. Let me know if I'm saying that right. All right, you guys. That is it for horror. Let's get into my Marvel pickups. Okay, so I kind of talked about this a second ago with the Hannibal Lecter series. So these days I've been kind of changing things up in my collection. I'm really getting sick and tired of like collection sets, you know, like double features and triple features and like just actual collections, because for a lot of reasons I don't, they're awkward and they don't fit right on the shelves with the other collections, and they're almost never going to be a complete set. You know, you get like a collection of, you know, all 4 movies, and then the 5th one comes out, and then you got a collection of the first 4, and then you got a separate one of the 5th one. And that stuff just really bugs me. I used to be really into sets, and now I don't like it anymore. If it's like a cool collector set where it looks cool, like you know, like the tower up there, the Nakatomi Plaza for Die Hard. I mean, those are cool looking. They look cool up on the shelf. But like collection sets and stuff like that, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to replace them all. I'm trying to get rid of the sets and get individual slipcover releases if possible, because that's what I'm really into these days. I know it takes up more space sometimes, but I don't care. That's what I want. Like I recently did it with my Taken series. You know, I had the little triple pack, you know, Taken series, and you know, comes with, you know, a lot of times they come in like a slip box, and then a standard Amaray with like, you know, 3-4 discs on the inside. I replaced that with those cool new black slipcovers that Walmart and Best Buy put out. I recently replaced my Shrek set. I got rid of the set and got individual slipcover releases of those. So that's what I'm kind of doing these days. I'm trying to get rid of all my sets and just get individual releases. That's how I want to do it. I think it looks better on the shelf. But anyways, with that being said, all these movies I'm about to show you are all from the X-Men franchise. And we all know that the X-Men franchise, you know, they just keep going and going, and they're always going to put out sets up to the latest point. And what I had is I had the first 6 movies in a set, which was, you know, X-Men, X-Men 2, X-Men 3, Wolverine Origins, the Wolverine, and like First Class. And then I had like individual releases of the other ones. I had some like digibooks of other ones. It was just kind of all over the place. So with going with the new idea that I'm trying to do with slipcovers, I decided to get rid of my box set collections of X-Men and get all individual releases. It took a while. I had to like search on eBay for some slipcovers, and then, you know, even Blu-rays for everyone.com. I had to buy individual releases at Walmart. Some of them came with slipcovers, some didn't. So it took a while to get all the titles and all the slipcovers. And I really like the big face slipcovers that they've been releasing for all the X-Men titles. So we'll just kind of break it down. I was able to get every single one of them. The only ones you're not going to see in here are the Deadpool ones, because I already had individual releases of those. But let's go ahead and take a look at all of them. So first one up here, of course, is X-Men. And these are those, I can't remember what they call these, Fox something. I don't know if it's Fox Icon, because I know Fox Icon were those white ones, but I thought they might have called these the same thing. I don't know. Either way, there's X-Men 1, X2, X-Men United. Like I said, I just love the look of all these like big face ones. X-Men 3, The Last Stand. X-Men Origins Wolverine. I think all those I got on eBay, and I had to get the slipcovers for through a separate seller on eBay, I think, as well. X-Men First Class. Picked this up, I think, from Walmart. And this was a tough slipcover to find, the Wolverine, that specific slipcover, you know, with the big face. So happy to finally find that one. X-Men Days of Future Past. X-Men Apocalypse. And the last one, Logan. So as you can see, they're all the big face. I kept the digibook of of Logan, because I don't think this comes with that black and white version, but the digibook I got from Target did, and I like the look of that, so I just put that in my shelf, my cabinets where I keep all my collector sets for DC and Marvel. But yeah, so I'm happy to finally have all the individual releases of X-Men movies, and from now on, that's all I'm going to do is just buy the individual releases. And honestly, it really didn't cost me anything, because I sold all the other sets that I had, and pretty much all these came with digital code. So I think in the end, I might have come out ahead, to be honest with you. But this is just the way I like to do it now. And going forward, that's how I'm going to try to do it with all my movies, is just get individual releases of them. So, all right, that was it for DC Marvel. Let's move on to the next category. All right, getting into 4K, got a couple here. First one up is Solo, a Star Wars story. So Star Wars now, I'm going to start buying all 4K for. I think the last one, The Last Jedi, came on 4K, and now Solo. And I think they're the only two on 4K right now, which hopefully we get them all eventually, which I'm sure we will. But I really liked Solo a lot, you guys. I don't know why people didn't like this movie. I mean, it definitely starts out kind of slow going, and then once it picks up, it just gets really good. I think the guy that plays Solo, at first, at the beginning of the movie, I didn't really like, his portrayal of Solo. But as the movie got going, he started to grow on me, and he started to remind me more and more of Harrison Ford. I mean, not really look, but just like the way he acts and the mannerisms and stuff like that. But I enjoyed it. I'm a very easy to please person when it comes to movies, but I thought it was great. I mean, I wouldn't say that this movie was perfect, but it was still a lot of fun. I thought Woody Harrelson did a great job. I like all the little cameos and stuff that we see in the movie, and I think the guy that plays Lando did a great job in his part. I liked it a lot. I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I really, really enjoy this movie. So that's just me. That's my opinion. But if you guys haven't seen it yet, check it out. And the only other 4K pickup for the month of September is Halloween, baby. Yes, finally came to 4K. A beautiful slipcover on here. It just sucks. I wish I could enjoy these movies on 4K, but I'm buying them now just to kind of prepare for when I do get a setup. I'm hoping Black Friday next month I'll be able to get a 4K setup. Crossing my fingers I'll be able to do that. But until then, I can still watch these movies. I mean, a lot of these movies I already have. I got the Scream Factory set of this, but some of these new movies I get on 4K, they come with Blu Ray, so I'll just watch those until I get a 4K setup. But just to assure that I get the badass slipcover, I had to pick this up, and I'm so glad this came to 4K. The classic 1978 original Halloween. I'm actually going to be doing a Halloween marathon video very soon, probably this weekend, to get ready for next weekend when the new one comes out. But so badass that they put this on 4K. All right, let's move on to the last and final category. Okay, getting into my Steelbooks. I had to save the best for last because I got some pretty kick-ass Steelbooks in here. We're going to go ahead and show the horror Steelbooks that I picked up. So I didn't pick this up when it first came out. I just went with the standard slip edition, but they sold out of all of them, and then all of a sudden Best Buy got more in, and I had to grab it. But that is A Quiet Place. Kick-ass Steelbook. I like the debossing on here with the scrapes. But there's the front, the back, the spine, and I always take the discs out of here just for this video so you guys can see what they look like, the art on the inside. So that's what it looks like on the inside. All right, next up was an exclusive to FYE, beautiful Steelbook, and that is Halloween. Again, another copy of Halloween, the original. Look at that artwork on the front, you guys. So badass. There's the back, the spine. And like I said, I already took the disc out. Look at that picture on the inside. So you can tell that this cover is basically like the same cover as that anniversary edition that they released like a digibook for and like a standard Amaray for. But obviously with the Steelbook, it definitely goes into more detail. This is a matte finish. It's not embossed or anything, which would have been cool. But all right, so the next couple I'm going to show you here, I almost didn't buy because I try to avoid getting Disney on Steelbook because I don't want to just start another collection of Disney Steelbooks because I know what'll happen. I'll just go insane and blow a whole shitload of money. But these two particular titles I had to get. They were exclusive to Best Buy when these got, both these titles got re-released, and I really like the look of these Steelbooks. So I don't keep these with my Disney, I just keep them with my Steelbook collection. But we'll go ahead and take a look at the first one here, and that is A Nightmare Before Christmas. And this is all embossed, and it actually glows in the dark as well. Here's the back, you can kind of feel that as well. There's the spine, and it does have like the border, which most of the time it's like UK ones only have the borders, but for some reason this one got the border, which I like the border. I think they're cool looking. And there's the inside. And then the next one here, I had to get this one as well. I remember they sold out of these right away. I missed out, and then Best Buy got a restock of them, and I bought one. And my buddy Jake bought it for Jess because Jess loves this movie. And my copy was damaged, completely damaged on the spine, all bent and everything. It just looked horrible. And I went back to Best Buy. They didn't have any more. I asked the guy, like, look at this copy. Do you have any more in the back? He actually went and checked, and he did. So I'm happy. But that is the brand new Steelbook for Hocus Pocus. Just a beautiful Steelbook, you guys. One of the better looking Steelbooks. You can kind of feel some of this. It is a little bit embossed. So there's the front, the back. As you can see, it's the spell book. For those who obviously have seen the movie, there's a spine. And the inside. Awesome. All right, next up is the only one I picked up for DC Marvel, which this is Marvel. And that is Kingsman Secret Service. Got this from Best Buy. Just seeing it sitting there, and I'm like, oh my God, it's badass. I love it. I have to get it for Marvel. This is one of those Marvel imprint movies. And then there's the inside. All right, next up is one that I found over at FYE, and I had to get this. I've actually wanted this exact Steelbook for a long time, and I was surprised to come across it at FYE. And that is Terminator 2 Judgment Day, my all-time favorite Terminator film in the franchise. So I had to own a Steelbook for it. There's the front, there's the back, spine, cool looking spine, and there's nothing on the inside. So next up is a Shout Factory Steelbook here, and that is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Love the look of this Steelbook. I love the colors. And Shout Factory is actually releasing Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey in a separate Steelbook as well, I think next month. And it's like the same type of art style. It's just like a different color. So I had to pick this up. I got this over at Best Buy. This came out a while ago. I didn't pick it up when it first came out, but I had to get it now. When I seen that they're releasing a part 2, I had to go get this, so I got them both. But I kept the disc in here because they do have some artwork on the disc, which is kind of cool. And then I'll take it out and show you what it looks like on the inside. So cool. God, I love these movies, you guys. And the Steelbook is just beautiful. All right, next up here, I think I got one of these last month in last month's update. I think I showed you guys I picked up Speed, but Best Buy put out a couple of random catalog title Steelbooks recently, and they're kind of cool looking. I didn't get them all. I only picked up Speed last month, and then I went back and picked up this one because they're cheap, and I really like the look of this, and that is iRobot. Cool movie. I just really liked the look of the Steelbook. We do have some art on the inside, nothing special on the disc. Check that out. Awesome. And the last and final Steelbook and the last pickup for my September Blu Ray update, and that is the 4K Steelbook for Solo. Yes, I have all the Steelbooks for Star Wars. I always have to get the individual slipcover editions and the Steelbook. So cool Steelbook, you guys. I just love it. It's simple, no title on the cover. There's the back, the spine. And I already got all the discs out so you guys can see it, but look at this beautiful picture of the cockpit and the Millennium Falcon. So bad. All right, that'll wrap it up for my September Blu-ray update. 50 titles. I hope you guys enjoyed it. October's looking really good. I think we're already over 50 for the month of October because like I said, I've really been going crazy on horror titles and whatnot, but some kick-ass stuff and a ton of Steelbooks in October. Just probably the most Steelbooks I've ever had in an update, you guys. And I think you know why. There's a lot of exclusive Steelbooks that have been put out lately. At like FYE and Best Buy and whatnot, even Walmart. So I'm excited to show you guys the pickups for October. But of course, like usual, we'll do that next month in November. So anyways, you guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Just hit that like button right down below. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of the pickups. If you guys got any of these, some of these exclusives and whatnot, share the video around and subscribe if you have not. And don't forget to hit that that notification bell so you guys are always notified every time I upload a new video. We will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. You guys take care and have a great weekend.